All right, good morning and welcome to Pong Game Part 2. So, quickly, let me just go straight to my video studio code here. So, this was where we stopped at self dot game over, then underscore to be false. So, now let's just quickly start with a new div class. So, for this, I'm gonna say this class is for handler, so I will just say handler. So handle dot event. So for this, for events in Pygame, if events dot the type is equals to Pygame, since that's the library we're using, dot to quit. This is Q, then next one, restart game if over. So for this, if events dot the type if events dot key is equals to pygame dot the k underscore space for this, then self dot reset. So if is pygame dot k underscore w, then for this self dot player one dot move underscore up. So for this, I will have self dot the ball dot move. So I will quickly come and comment here. So for the comment, I will say wall collision. Sorry, wall collision for the top and bottom. So for this, I'm going to say if self dot the ball dot if it rects to the top, then I will use greater than equals to 0, or self dot ball dot so self dot ball dot to bounce. So I will comment again here, and this time I will say prevent ball from getting stuck in the wall. So for this, I'm going to say if self dot the ball if it's lower than equals to 0, then I will say self dot ball dot react dot the top will be equals to 1. So else, let me add an else I will say self dot ball dot react dot the bottom is equals to screen height, then minus 1. So quickly let's go and comment again. Let me work on the paddle collision. So for here I will say paddle collision. In bracket I will have AA and BB for this. Then for this I will say if self dot ball dot the react dot collision self dot player 1. So self dot ball for this dot the bounce can now be x, and lastly I will also have self dot ball dot rex for the left has to be equals to self dot player one dot react dot right. So now if let me use an if statement here. So if self dot ball dot react dot curly direct, then for this I will say this is for self dot for player number two. So for scoring I will have if self dot ball dot react dot the left is lower, it means it's equals to 0, then self dot score 2 plus equals to 1. So self dot to check the score is to win, then here if not self dot game underscore over. Self dot ball dot reset. So for the next div class here, I will say the elif, and let me just create this for this elif self dot ball dot red dot the right. Then for is greater than equals to screen width self dot the score for this will be 1 plus equals to 1. For the next one, self dot check underscore to win. If not, self dot game over. Now I will create a div to check the game. So I will say this div is to check when the game wins. So for this, I have to take it down a bit. For this div, if self dot score 1, then in the brackets, now I don't need a bracket for this. Let me just use this greater than. So this div is to reset the game. So for this, self dot score 1 is equals to 0. Self dot score 2 is equals to 0. Self dot ball dot reset uh, then self dot player 1 dot red dot century is equals to self dot player number 2 dot ret dot send 3 is equals to 2. So self.game over for this will be false. Now, diff is to draw net. So for this, so self system. So for y in the range, I will have 0, comma, then screen underscore height, comma, dash, so I'll also create another div again, div to draw again, self. So for this one, self dot screen dot fill. So for this, I will use black for this. If not self dot game underscore over, then self dot draw underscore next, self dot player 1 dot draw self dot screen. Player 2 dot draw. Then I also have self dot screen for this. Then self dot ball dot draw for this. I will have also self.screen. Then I will quickly comment again here and say draw score. So for the scores, I'm going to say score underscore text is equals to self dot font dot render. So for this, I'm going to have this f and this I self dot score one. Then the next one also self dot score two. Now I will have a comma here, and this is true for a white color. Self dot screen dot the blitz. For the screen blitz, I'm going to have score underscore text, comma, then in a bracket I will just have screen width minus else draw so for this winner is equals to if it's greater than win text is equals to self dot font dot render. Then I'm gonna have f here, f here, and this. So here I will have winner, then the winner wins with this. Then I can say that this is going to be true for the self rest is to restart. So here I'm going to have pygame dot display dot flip. Then I'm gonna close it with this. So let's create one last div. So for here, I will say this div is to run this game. So I'll set div run. Then for self, here I will say while to be true. Then also self dot handle underscore event. Second, I'm gonna have self dot handle underscore input. Third, self dot update and also this self dot to draw and also self dot clock dot tick. In bracket I will have FPS, and then I will come and say if name is equals to game is equals to, and lastly I will have game dot to run. So for this, let's save this and let's quickly go to the terminal and then new terminal. So now I will just say Python, then I will say Pong dot py, then I will hit enter. So on the line where I have white here, so let's quickly fix this error. So all right, let's quickly go to the terminal again and see if our game is working. So I will just say Python, then Pong dot py. So let's hit enter. Good. So the game is working perfectly well now. Player 2 wins. So let me quickly go through the code so you can see. If you have any mistake, you can just fix the mistake now. So you see, this is number one where we started from the previous video. That's the part one of the game. So we started from here. So I will just scroll through it slowly so you can quickly check for the errors where you've made a mistake and just go ahead and fix the error. All right, so I'm scrolling. So you should be able to find your mistake and fix it quickly before you can start your game. So I like to always review the code again so that people who make mistake can easily correct the mistake. So I have to scroll it so you can see. So let's go back again and run the terminal one more time before we say goodbye. So here I will go again and set Python. Then I will say pong.py. So now I hit enter, and again you see that my game is moving and it's playing perfectly well. So thank you for the series. All right, thank you and goodbye.